Okay.
Bestie made plans with
Hayley.
and Ange. We are midlife besties. Well, not just midlife besties, but we're in our midlife and we're besties. And we are going through it on a unconventional path in life right now. So we want to talk about it. How are you doing, bestie?
I'm okay. I would say I feel very burnt out these days, but I am okay.
I hear that you went to a concert recently. How was it?
Oh.
What was your concert that you went to? Come on, tell the boys and girls, and our tell our brothers and sisters and nibblings and our siblings.
Oh God. I went to Post Malone. Why do I want to say his name differently?
Mhm.
And a gentleman that refers to himself as Jelly Roll.
And what out of 10? What would you give it? What rating?
Ooh, this is a difficult one because it's just not my message. So it's not
Mm,
my music. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So, like, was it the worst piece of entertainment that I've ever witnessed? No.
Mhm.
But the crowd was wildly diverse, very interesting to watch. I think that the crowd was more interesting to me.
Mm.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was fun because I was there with friends, so that's always great. Um, would I add them to my playlist? No. Would, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, would I go again? I'd probably decline. You know what I'm saying? I think you've seen him once.
Okay.
I would also say um, one really missed their calling as a preacher, like really wanted to give the Lord's message out there, girl. And then, and then the other one seems like a hot mess. It just seems messy, messy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what I have to say about that. But both of them kind of preachy, actually.
Interesting. I wouldn't have known that. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
but then it's not. I mean, I like some of his own songs, like the ones that I've sent you, but yeah, not. I'm not like, ooh, let's.
Not my message. Do you know, like, I mean, like, there's certain musicians that like they have songs or lyrics or whatever that like you like it's part of your like you're like, oh yeah, I've felt that. Do you know what I mean? So like that's why you gel with them. And I feel like I haven't felt this kind of like the world's done me wrong kind of from a white dude perspective.
Yeah, that's always a fun perspective to be a part of.
Yeah, so that's the kind of, and also I was
Was
wildly, we were very underdressed, and I mean, sorry, overdressed and under tattooed at this concert. Yeah.
yes. You had to go in with like something on your forehead or something to feel like
I honestly, I probably would have done off like we would have should have gone on like gotten those like temporary tattoos and just put them all over our faces and just made a whole sleeve, and then we would have been good. But yeah, it's one of these concerts where you come out and you're like this. I'm either a snob, which is possible, or or
yeah.
I just have like this is just not my people.
Yeah.
That's all.
Probably more the latter, I would assume. But
Well,
but like was it
except from that perspective, it would be snobby. You know what I mean?
but was it fun though? Like, do you feel like you had fun?
We had fun because we were like laughing and like there was also just the enjoyment of watching like the cornucopia of people that were present. And we were in like a certain seating area where like we could really, we had a really good view of everything without having to be in it, which is nice. So, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun to go. Just it was a lot of, I think probably if you were to take a snapshot of my face during this concert,
Huh.
it probably would have been a lot of me going like, huh, like just figuring it out.
Nice.
you know?
Imagine.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for my distraction. My walking pad decided to start as we were.
Oh, no, it's okay. I figured that me rambling on around about this concert probably saved you some time. But I will tell you something funny. So we were there um, on the first night of the concert, but actually there was two nights of this concert, right? Please. And last night there was an outrageous storm that blew through. And I wasn't, and it's an outdoor, like it's a coliseum, right?
Oh, okay.
And so it shut that shit down. And like the all the videos online are just like people like panicking and running through like this sports um like the sports well, coliseum, but like through like the open tunnels to like get
Yeah.
to like safety, and trees are breaking and lightning flying, and I will tell you, I'm glad I was not there for that, because the amount of just messy drunk people that I saw even on that first night, I can only imagine. And so being trapped in a wet, stormy tunnel, trying to move out of there with people who are on the brink of vomit. I'm very glad I was not there last night.
Yeah. Weird. But just like a freak thunderstorm?
Yeah, we've been getting them a lot this year where it's just been like they've been quite violent. Either that or they've turned into tornadoes.
You
So
normally
it's been a combination.
in Alberta?
What's that?
You normally
Murda? What's that? Uh, yeah. Yeah, we have tornadoes, but not like this. Not the frequency. We've had more rain in general this year. Like there's lots of flooding, and the rain that's been coming hasn't been coming like, nice and easy. It's been coming like, oh, what a beautiful day, and then all of a sudden it's like, pew. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we are lucky that oh, now my I'm totally like, okay, but this whole tech is not working today. So hold on, I'm putting it away. I was trying to put my earphones on to make it easier to hear, and then I could double hear myself. Anyway, okay, we're moving on.
Oh,
Um,
very good.
but normally we get that humid feeling that starts to come, so you know it's about to rain. So we normally get a bit of an indicator. Um,
Yeah, there's a bit of an indicator, but I think it's just so rare for us to have these things that I think it like, I mean, you can feel it coming, but like, I guess the severity is the surprise of it.
yeah, that
So, yeah, like there was a bunch of trees last night that broke around here.
yeah, that is
And then
happening.
yeah, and like some lightning hit some sidewalk and just like left a smoke hole. Like it's been like that.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's like, yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, we've angered Mother Nature, which we know.
Yes, the fact that Scotland, cairngorms are like on fire right now is like, not that that's the only
Yeah.
place where there's fires, but I mean, I don't know. It's like it's crazy.
Mhm.
Anywho, well, so our Malawian brother Sohail is very ill in hospital right now, and we've been sharing a lot of stories, like memories from our times at school at Bishop Mackenzie School in Malawi, in the Longwe, Malawi. And so I just felt like this was a good opportunity for us to have that combo today and chat about our memories and
Absolutely.
else.
Anytime.
What do you actually remember about school? Like this would be before I was even in Lilongwe. Like, do you have any early memories that like really stand out for you?
Oh, yeah, I remember the whole thing. Yeah, I was old enough to like process it all for sure. Um, and pivotal years in childhood were those ones, right?
Yeah.
So very influential, I think, for me. What do I remember? Like earliest memory, like of school? Are we talking BMS?
Yeah.
Just BMS?
Yeah. Let's focus on the school this time.
I actually remember my first day of school very clearly.
Oh wow.
So I remember coming in, um, came in from the like the elementary kids section on the
Yeah.
first day, so not through the front entrance, I remember. And there was that. Sorry, my dog just sort of appeared. Hi, buddy. Um, yeah, there was. Remember, they kind of had like a different parking lot, and like they had like kind of like a open covered space for like waiting in the rain, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember going in through there and then walking up the path towards where my classroom was, which was with Mrs. Hilleman was our
Oh,
teacher, an American teacher,
mhm.
and
That
um,
five or
that
standard four?
three.
Oh, standard three. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I remember like I remember like the whole thing being just like really wildly different. So it was like a lot of absorption. Like I remember like really paying attention to the trees on the path on the way up. I remember at the back on the other side of the field were all those other trees, like and then the road. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And there was these huge termite hills in there, which I was obsessed with destroying because I
Yeah, like just big red
because
bits of dirt. Like
because I'd never seen yes, because they're like
I forgot about those.
little mountains, and it's so satisfying to just give them a poke and
Just
watch them like repair it.
yeah.
And also became weirdly obsessed later on about like trying to find the queen. When I encountered one of those big hills, I
Uh-huh.
really wanted to find those big ugly queens. That was like top
Did
of
you ever?
mind, when I saw those.
Did you ever
I
find?
did find some really big ones, but I don't know if it was the queen. I think the queen is much bigger than the ones that I found. But I used to kind of be like, fuck yeah, I did it. Um, it's kind of cruel if you think about it. I was basically just destroying all that hard work from the termites, but
That's the
also
cute
they
when
did
you're poking and like squeezing and like squishing ants and stuff for some reason, you know?
yeah. But the classroom was now the things that are weird for me are like names of like the blocks or like the room numbers and stuff like that. I don't remember any of that. But I could tell like I could get there. Do you know what I mean? And I did because I went back and visited and I
Yeah.
did make it back to that sort of area. But um yeah, what would we have been? I guess 3H. We were called 3H as for
Mhm.
Mrs. Hilleman. And on recesses, sometimes I would find my way back over to those termite hills. And and also, I found a bat over there in a tree, and the bat became like a big deal for a while for a bunch of kids, like people to go look at this bat that was in a tree.
I bet you
Um, how big was the bat? Not very big that I remember. It was like,
yeah.
yeah, just a little wee guy, probably scared to death. Bunch of kids staring at it. And we had those and the washrooms always were like kind of spooky to me. And you could easily tell me those washrooms were haunted, and they did. The kids would definitely had stories about there being a haunted, like a woman in the washrooms.
Hmm.
Like everything was new and weird to me. I had moved there from Whitehorse, so in northern Canada. Completely different, right? So
Mhm.
in many ways. So it was sort of an interesting shift, but I was there for it, man. I was into it. I was all about the adventure of it. So, lots of really positive memories. Loved Mrs. Halen. Oh, one of the things that was interesting to me is because I came from French immersion, so I was only speaking French and then in school. And then it was like I was directly thrown into English. Like everything was in English, which is fine because that's the language we spoke at home. But it was weird to like learn things like math and stuff were like kind of learning from scratch. I remember because it's like I just knew it differently. It's kind of like
Yeah.
flipping a different switch.
Yeah.
And so like school was a bit tricky for me, for sure. And then the desks were like 2 by 2, and they often put like a boy and a girl because, well, after a while, especially if you were misbehaving, you got put with like a boy.
Oh,
I remember that.
that makes
And we had those we had we had those sweet old desks that like opened, like
yeah,
you
yeah.
had like a flap and that was also your locker kind of thing, right? So
Uh-huh.
all your stuff was in there.
Mhm.
Yes. And I remember I had this
I
real fascination with taking my ruler and putting it in the crack so that I kept my space, my space.
Oh, interesting.
Yes,
But did you have an
very
iPad or
protective. Did
anything?
I have what?
An iPad or anything like that?
Oh, fuck no. But you know what? I do remember computer classes started at BMS.
Oh,
There was that little computer lab, and that's the first time I remember doing anything on computers.
the thing is, for
It
me,
had like
where was that?
5 computers in it.
Where was it though? Was
That
it
was
like,
closest to the headmaster's office, as I recall.
oh, okay, I know where you're meaning. I think that was close to my mum's classroom because I
Yeah.
I only went to standard six, yeah, in that school, and I didn't really go to any of those because we would go to the not the adults, the older kids stuff, like, so I don't have like the same. It's funny how I don't have the same connections because you left in standard six, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I had started in
Yeah.
standard six. Isn't that so weird?
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean the school changed so much once I arrived anyway, and then they started expanding, and then we got a new
Yeah.
hall. Okay, so were you there when Joaquin was there that had the mural dedicated to him, or was that even before your time?
Refresh me on
So, okay,
it was that the hippo?
yes, the kid, the guy, the young
Yes.
boy
I
with
was there during that. Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
there during that. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I remember everybody talking about it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
essentially,
And it like haunted me, right? Like cuz then you were like I had no idea I had to look up for hippos.
well,
And then it was like
in a way, it was like our myth. No, I don't mean it, and I don't mean this in a bad, like, no disrespect to Joaquin and his family, but it was kind of like not the myth, but like the lore that kept you safe as somebody swimming in Lake Malawi, because Lake Malawi has hippos, and hippos tend to hang out in not deep water, but not shallow water, but you'll just kind of see their backs and their heads in the water, but they can appear to be rocks, but there are no rocks in Lake Malawi. So if you kick something, you're a goner,
yeah.
basically.
And that's what I remember about the story
Okay,
was
what
that it was that he had gone.
mhm.
I did not meet him. I did not meet him.
Really?
But that he had gone for a swim,
Yeah.
and I don't think it was in the I don't remember it being if it was in the lake it was on like sort of like a quiet, like not one of the beaches.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't like this is like the
Oh,
story of kids, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. But that he had gone uh, diving in and felt a rock and then come up and said that he felt this really big rock and then that was it.
And there's that's what we heard, but also there was a thought that maybe there was a baby around, and if you get between a mama and a baby, like there's no way you're surviving that. But I mean, you're just not going to survive. I mean,
But
it's
yeah, that was legend at the school, right?
yes, that's
Legend.
the word. It was like the legend, but it kept you safe because we were always much more aware of like looking for hippos before we got in the lake, and like you don't go at sun up or sundown because that's when they tend to be around.
Yeah, and it kept you like not cocky. Like I remember even thinking like when we had visitors come to stay with us, like it would be like that would be top like I'd be like, let me share this knowledge. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember just like, you grow up in another place and you grow up thinking that like things like hippos are kind of like cute and just like piggies like that,
They're so
you
dangerous.
know?
So
Yeah.
dangerous. Yeah, my brother does have a story of him in this really, so he was only about 10 and he had someone younger, a family friend, Mark. Hi, Mark. You'll never watch this, but anyway, hi, Mark. And they went to the bathroom in Luwandi National Park together, like not just to go to the bathroom. And when they came out, there was a hippo like 6 feet from the bathroom, and my brother kind of was the oldest, so he had to figure out what to do. And that was, I mean, he would really have to tell it because, of course, he experienced it. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely been times when you think, like when we went to Zimbabwe and we went on the Zambezi River, in a boat with hippos everywhere, and you're just kind of like, oh my God, one hippo that just decides they're gonna overturn this boat.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're
Yeah.
scary, but they're amazing. Like I love hearing them laughing. I love it. It's
Yeah.
like it's such.
No, they're an amazing creature, but it's just like one of those kind of like stealth, like one of those creatures that you kind of have to like low key always have an eye on and just be respectful of, actually. That's what I remember because like there's lots of places in Malawi that you'd stay along the river and the hippos would be out at night or just out and you just had to like navigate it. And mostly they don't give a shit about you, right?
Oh, just if you're
It's not like yeah, it's not too, I mean, it's different in that there's way more hippos, I think, but like bears in the north
yeah,
here,
true, true.
like people often treat bears a little flippantly sometimes
One buffalo, like those people that keep getting tossed in
and
the
buffalo.
park or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's yeah, you just it's really a lack of respect, really, for something that is wild.
Like, does
So,
that bird
yeah.
have to join in the chat?
The
That bird
bird?
is loving
The
our.
one that oh, that's a squirrel.
Oh, it's a squirrel. Squirrely, come. That's hilarious.
Sorry.
What?
I'm not sure how what you can hear on the I thought the headphones would help. Yeah, that squirrel, she mad. You know why? Let's see what's
Oh,
happening
birdie,
here.
birdies out there.
It might be, well, Birdie's out here, but where is she at? I don't know. But no, that squirrel has a treasure trove over there and spends the entire year building it up only for the neighbor to destroy every now and again and then builds it up again. So fiercely protective squirrel family over there. You know, the brave heart of squirrels lives over there. So you just don't want to mess with them.
No, that sounds
That's
like
the war cry right there.
a scary stuff. But that's one thing that I feel so sad about with the school now. And I don't know if that had happened when you went to visit. But that mural is gone. Like they've torn it down
Yeah.
because of like rebuilding, and it's like, how? Like it's so it was because it was so impressionable. I think that's one thing that sticks out in my mind the most when I first went is just this mural of Joaquin that died, and it was, because as a kid you're like, wait, why is there this mural and it has dates of like, what does this mean, mom? And then you hear the story, and it's like,
I also think some of it's like the first time as a kid, like thinking about how kids can die. Because, like, I remember thinking, like, that I was safe because I was a kid. Oh, yeah, now she mad. That, that, like, nothing bad happens to kids. I remember having, like, again, we go back to that privilege piece, right? Like, I just feel like I was lucky enough to grow up as a kid thinking that people didn't hurt kids, right? Hang on.
it's kind of
What's
disturbing to be honest.
going on out here? Yeah.
This is a
Birdie,
history.
hang on. Stand by. What are you doing? Come over here. Come here. Oh my God.
That's why we're talking about animals and it's like
You
what
know,
menagerie issues.
this, do you know what? They all have something to say about those. That's what's
Yes,
going on.
they do. So
What are your earliest memories?
mostly like I love you saying that you have these memories. I think for me, mine are a little bit more. I don't remember so many specific to the beginning. Like I remember, oh, one thing I do remember, because when we first got there, we had to live in the Lilongwe Hotel, which sounds like so bougie, but it was not bougie. We had to
No, I remember the Long Way Hotel.
no, and
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad hotel per se, but we had the worst room. I think because it was like a government paid room, and it was like this shack. Well, it's not a shack, it was like a concrete block at the very back of the hotel, as far back as you could get it. And it was like it had concrete floors and walls. The floors were red, where they used that red polish, where if you walked on it with your socks got completely destroyed with this red polish.
I love that red polish. I miss that red polish.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
That is a very visceral memory to me too, is all those red floors.
But the funny thing is, all the other rooms were like carpeted and all this stuff. So for us, it felt like, oh my God, this is the worst room. And it would disturb my sleep because like cats would be out and meowing, and I thought it was babies crying. And it was like, it kind of messed with me a lot as a kid. And actually, I think that's where
Really?
sleeping troubles come from. Yeah, because I didn't want to go to sleep
Oh.
because it was so dark and so many noises. And anyway, but back to the school part of it, because we had to get like school lunches from somewhere, so they would ask the kitchen, and it was basically just like this not very nice white bread with a fried egg on it. And
Oh,
it was a fried egg. And for me, it was just
for a
like,
sandwich? Like you had to take that as a sandwich?
that was
Ooh,
my,
that's a tricky lunch.
and I was just like, what is this world that we're in? And this is my sandwich. Like, well, and I was kind of used to like sometimes very rarely we would have school dinners in Scotland with like spam fritters and beans and chips and then like your jammy pudding with custard and stuff. Like, not that I would have that all the time because normally I got a packed lunch from mum and you'd have like, I don't know, a sandwich she made with like crisps and like some carrots to chew on or something. But this was just like it was so hard for us to get stuff. We would have to walk to the Candodo, which is the grocery store that was nearest to,
Yes.
and
God, I love hearing these names. Don't you love hearing those names?
love it. Like PTC
Yeah.
is so great.
PTC the other day popped up because I was teaching in my class everybody about the Chewa death rituals.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
we need to get into that, but
And
I feel like we need to have like a death doula episode. Like,
oh, okay.
you want to,
Later.
know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get into
I
that.
know what you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. Pause, bookmark, carry on, tell me your memories. I'm also while you're talking, I'm present, I'm accounted for. I just need some mosquito spray.
Okay.
I'm getting eaten.
Well, I'll keep chatting on. Hear me. So yeah, so I just remember these lunches, which was the bread. This is an extremely ADHD episode. Everyone, y'all, I'm so sorry, but
I
anyway,
know. We're like,
so bad. Um, so that, and then one thing I was just talking to my friend Sanji about this on the phone the other day, and how I remember in class it was so weird because even at like 8 to 10, there was like the popular kids that were like the good looking ones. We only got 10 minutes left. God, I think we spent most of the episode like,
oh
doing,
no, I talked too much.
no, no, you're fine. We can jump off and jump on again. But yeah, we had like the popular people that were like considered the good looking ones. I mean, how you can be good looking at 8 or 10, I have no idea. But anyway, and then we went to BMS and it was like the roles had broke, like it has flipped. And the people that were popular were the brainy ones. And the brainy ones were like not good looking, but like they were considered the hot ones that you want to you fancy or whatever. And I was just
Oh,
like,
that's
I'm screwed
interesting.
because I'm not brainy enough. And I remember a couple of classes where like I tried to answer because I thought I knew and I was just so wrong. And they were like, oh, because I didn't get the answer right. And I was like, this
Oh
is
God.
way more competitive than I'm used to. And so I remember kind of like fading a little bit, like thinking, ooh, I
Mhm.
could maybe be a bit more popular here. And then it was like, oh no, this is a completely different environment.
Oh,
And
that's interesting.
and then our wraparound gingham dresses that we had to wear.
Oh, I still have it.
Love that. I don't have mine. I
I
have
have that one in another uniform, which, interestingly enough, also blue and white gingham.
so flattering, but actually it was good because it was like still loose enough to move around and you just had to tie it. Although, I remember.
Except that it was a wrap dress. And when you are a kid and you have pervy little boys in your class,
Mhm.
or let's say you hook and you had to learn the double tie. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
It was
saying?
a little
You had to learn that because otherwise you could at any one point just unravel and there you'd be. And
haram.
it happened to girls. It happened. It was weaponized. That's what I remember. That dress was weaponized against many a girl.
I don't remember that
That
happening
ball.
to me, but that probably did actually. That's
Oh, I. Oh, I remember that. I remember like being very careful. You had to double tie. And like the people who didn't, like one creepy little dude a day would expose a poor girl. She would be
I,
unfurled.
I think I know which creepy little dude that would be. We don't even know. We both know
Well,
the.
there was a couple, but yeah, there was definitely one in particular. There was a
Um,
couple. Honestly, it was a weapon.
yeah, I didn't. I forgot about that. So,
Hmm.
did you? Okay, because some of the things that we were also talking about was like playing marbles along the tennis court,
Yes. Yes.
elastics. Do you remember that? Did you play that?
Yes, I played marbles. I was a marble, and you know what? I'm going to admit it here today because I've admitted it to other people. I stole marbles sometimes. Yep.
That's terrible.
I had a hole. My shoe had worn down to just having like a flap. Like
Oh,
the
I think I
sole at the front
remember
was
you
like,
telling me this.
and I wore those shoes. Like I don't think we really had any choice. I never mentioned, I think, to my mom. Like I would just like I
No.
would wear things until like it was completely falling apart. And I used, but what I learned is with that flap, if I shuffled along by the marbles, I could scoop marbles with my toes. And then I'd hobble off with maybe one marble. But I would have a marble
A good
and a
one.
starting place to build my empire.
I'm just remembering marbles because I keep thinking about Tiger's Eye, but my brother had this one that was like one of the big one, and it was like an oil slick over the top that was like purpley blue,
Ooh,
and then
yes.
like
Yes,
bubble.
those oil slicky ones.
Ah,
Yes.
that was just like, yeah, and you were always trying to win that one, or
Yeah.
there were some that
And
weren't.
like people, it was like a market. You know
Yes,
what I mean? Like
it was like our own.
kids would set up their marbles and then you'd kind of cruise down the other side and look to see which ones you wanted to win.
Yes.
And then you'd sort of be like, ooh, like what can I afford to? Like there was a whole system. It was like a market, like a bartering. Like you'd be like, I only have this marble to play with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so.
And some of them would be like, and some of them would be like, no, you have to have this marble to play.
Yeah, of course, you know.
And so
Fifty.
the toe grabbing, because marbles didn't come
No,
on trees.
no.
You know,
You couldn't go to school and buy more. Like you had the marbles you did.
no, yeah. And I remember like, yeah. So it was like really like a like a real marketplace of ebbing and flowing of your marble supply.
That's so funny. I kind of had forgotten some of that. So, I mean, I definitely played a little bit of marbles. I wouldn't say that like I was passionate about it. I really love doing the elastics. Do you know about that?
I didn't play so much the elastics,
No.
but
I love
you're talking about like this game, right?
no. It was
No.
actually a piece of elastic that was really long. And like say is this is me and this is you. The elastic would wrap around our calves.
Oh, yes, I do remember. Oh my God, I had forgotten this. But yes, I do remember. And you had to get it stitched. Like, I
Yes,
remember my mom
together.
making one. Yes.
And then we would jump. Now we had like a whole sequence. And then it would go from your calves. No, it would go from your ankles to your calves, or your ankles to your knees, knees to your hips, hips to your chest, chest to
Yeah.
your neck. And literally, people would still be able to jump in. It was like we would just practice, and it was like you would jump in the center,
Yes.
out once, in once,
Oh
side,
my
back,
God.
or something like that. And then,
No, absolutely. It was a version of this, but on your body. It was like a big, yes. That's why I had them sort of mixed. But you're right, and I've totally forgotten about that. I feel like you were good at that game.
oh, I loved that so much. And then there were other games that I remember I would teach people that they didn't know that we had, kind of brought from Scotland. And it was like kind of like a what's the time, Mr. Wolf? But it was to do with like
What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Yes.
I think it was like
Yes, girl.
I can't remember. But just like so much playing in the schoolyard. And that
Yes.
went
I'm
on
trying to.
from at least to form
Oh,
one or
I
two.
think we played those games for a very long time. I'm actually right now. Okay, so when you said we were going to talk about BMS, I did go into. I didn't bring them all out, but I
Uh-huh.
grabbed one off the shelf. Is an album of Malawi.
Okay.
And I don't know if this might be helpful to this. Oh, hold on. I have to do the.
Sorry.
I always forget. Sometimes I have it blurred and sometimes I don't.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Kids going to school.
That's cute. Yeah.
It might be me. No.
And sometimes we have these random photos of people because you didn't always have cameras, and so people would just have photos and you would take them as like a memory still. So I do have photos
Yeah.
as well. That's funny though, but well, and the thing is so
But
many,
that was the headmaster's office, wasn't it? I think so
yeah,
at the
it's
time.
supposed to
That's
be,
walking in front there.
but
Yeah.
so like the trees that you were talking about, so many of them were jacarandas, and I remember that when the flowers fell, because I mean, God, those are gorgeous. But
Yeah.
the flower part, when it fell, like the shape of it would make like a pop sound when you stood on it, and it was so satisfying to like pop through all these flowers that petals that had fallen and stuff, and it was very
Yes.
in that way. It was
Ah,
like dirt paths and like jacaranda
yes.
trees and bushes and
Yeah. It was a magical school, like honestly. And then I remember walking across, we'd have to, where the gym or the hall was. What did we call that room? Where we had assembly.
where was the first one? Because I can only remember the new one, which is like,
Oh no, the first one was over, and then we used to have art classes over on that side. But look what I found too.
oh my God, where is that from? Hippo, hungry hippo.
Trying to Hungry Hippo. I'm trying to locate. Somebody was visiting us.
Oh,
The
wonderful.
Hippo Bar.
Where was that? Is that Clayton McCall?
Where was the Hippo Bar? Um, the name is flying straight out of my brain here.
I don't remember that. Hippo bar. Or is that the wheelhouse? Was that the hippo bar? Over at the wheelhouse?
No, maybe I don't know. Maybe we had different names for things. I don't know. Oh my God, here it is. Okay, so we had our International Day Festival. Remember we laughed about it the other day.
Yes, and we might get kicked off until we
Um,
back on.
oh, okay, we had those are the trees. That was that back section.
Oh yes. Yeah. That was on
Yeah.
the road. Yeah, so